Championship week has arrived in Orlando. From Camping World Stadium, it's the FHSAA 1A State Football Championship as the undefeated Baker Gators take on the defending 1A champs from Madison County, the Cowboys ready to go. The road to the 1A championship runs through the Panhandle as usual. The Baker Gators in the west, defeating Vernon and Port St. Joe to get to Orlando. The Cowboys a little further east, they dispatched Chiefland and Hawthorne to make it here to Camping World Stadium. Good afternoon and welcome to Orlando, everybody. Alongside Preston Jackson of Big County Preps, my name's Jeff Radcliffe. So glad to have you along for the first of 8 championship games over the next 3 days on Spectrum. And this is going to be, as you always see in 1A, two teams that like to run the football and smash you in the mouth.
Absolutely. Mom, do not leave the house with the oven on because it's not going to take that long. All right? Not going to get possession of this ball game.
Gentlemen, step in, introduce yourselves.
2 really good players on each side of the ball we're going to talk about later.
Well, as you can expect, 2 teams that can really run it out. Junior McLaughlin, the leading rusher in 1A.
Jeez, he has almost 3,000 yards. There aren't teams who've rushed for 3,000 yards this season, but he's done it against good competition. He's a quality running back, a strong runner, high knee lift. He's going to do some good things today.
Trying to get undefeated Baker over the hump and win their championship. Defending champs led by their 2-way star, Travis J.
Absolutely, starting free safety, starting quarterback, and just because Madison County runs the ball very efficiently, this kid can throw it. He has a quality arm. He's got big receivers, 6-foot guys that will go up and catch the ball and make some plays for him.
So 2 teams, a small town would be a way to describe both of these two. And look, you talk to each coach, they have a similar way they want to go about winning. They want to just line up and see if our boys can beat your boys.
And they've done it before. These two championship coaches, both teams have won over 78% of the games the last 5 years. So they are a winning program, winning schools.
It will be the Baker Gators in the traveling white today as they make the 8-hour trip from Baker, one of the smallest towns in the FHSAA classification. And Matt Brunson, who played on the state championship teams in '84 and '85, was an assistant on the '93 champions. Now in his 8th season in charge at Baker. On the other side, Mike Coe, 42 years old in his 16th season, native of Auburndale, so a former Bloodhound. Now making his 4th title game appearance. 1-2 record. That one was the big win last year in the state title game. As you can expect, 2 entire population bases of small town Florida are here and made the trip here to Orlando, so the population shift is in full effect.
Absolutely, and that's what you kind of like with the small town schools. They bring that environment to the game. It is about football. This is Friday night for them, and they're going to act as such. So I really like the environment. We get a lot of energy. The small school teams actually provide good entertainment.
It will be Madison County to kick things off. The kicker is Thomas Miller. Baker's returners, Junior McLaughlin and Derek Peoples. So if they can make one man miss, could take it the distance.
Absolutely. Junior McLaughlin is the guy that makes the team go. Almost a 3,000-yard rusher. 1,100 yards last year, 14 TDs last season. This year he's got 30+.
Championship week is underway. Settling under. Baker will take it at the 20 and work it out to about the 29-yard line. That's where they'll start their first drive of this 1A championship. Baker again coming in 13-0, having beaten Port St. Joe in the state semis. Peyton Rockwell will lead them out, the senior. One of the more fierce competitors you'll find, whose dad played on the '93 championship team. That was the last title winner in Baker.
Now, they've been here a number of times. They just haven't been able to get it done. The team opposite them, usually more talented, usually a little bit bigger and stronger. I kind of sense it in this game also.
And keeping and picking up a modest gain there on first down is number 2, Junior McLaughlin, who had the direct snap.
Absolutely, and McLaughlin's going to touch the ball every other play, maybe every play, and I wouldn't mind if he did because he's the best player on the team, and if they want an opportunity to win, he's got to be a volume carrier this game. Direct snap right there, they're going to do it again.
up second down. And they'll run to the outside, trying to move men along that line, and be a first down carry for the Baker offense.
Absolutely. And that you can see right now what their strategy is. 5 yards, 6 yards, keep the chains moving. We're going to take away time off the clock and also pick up first downs. They're going to pull a lot of offensive linemen. They got good size. They're not great, but they got good size, and they move well enough. They got a lot of good cohesiveness on that offensive line.
First down of the game comes on what will be a fast-moving clock today.
Yes,
as two teams will run the football. And again, it will be McLaughlin, not Rockwell, to take the snap, but will slow things up for the first call here.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Moving back 5, it'll be 1st and 15.
Now Madison on defense, high pressure defensive team. They're usually a base 3-4 when they're playing spread teams. Now you can see they're running a 5-man front to try and get the pressure and disruption in the backfield. Playing a lot of base right now to follow the football, and if they can find the ball, get the flow to the football, then they'll come downhill. But right now they're being very basic and just reading what the offense is giving them.
McLaughlin takes the snap. It was Peoples in motion. He'll keep it himself and not go very far. As a host of Cowboys there to corral him. Let's take a look at the offensive line. First, the backs and receivers for the Baker Gators. Pay particular attention not just to McLaughlin, but Peoples, who we just saw in motion. Bright futures type of player, will play in college. And then on that offensive line, the two Mason brothers, Zach at the left tackle spot, Carter at the right guard spot. Two aggressive two-way type of players that really epitomize the toughness of the Baker offense.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that one. We've seen everything off tackle to the right so far, coming towards our sideline, the home sideline.
Timeout. Timeout, White. First time out of the half.
And the team wearing white, the Baker Gators, will call their first timeout of this game. Well, as Preston alluded to, quite the playoff history between for both of these teams. 26th appearance for Baker. And again, the 4-time state champs had the three-peat, 83-85. Madison, on the other hand, has done a little bit more recently. 2001, 2007, and 2017, all in this millennium.
A lot of games won. A lot of games won. 41-21, does it say? 41-21, that's a lot of ball games that aren't schools that haven't won 41 games in like their existence. And this team's getting it done in less than 5-6 years.
Brunson talking everything over. Brunson and the Baker graduate of '87. We'll bring up 2nd and long. And looking to pass this time, and going to be dragged down. Flag flies at the 25. It's a big loss. Rockwell couldn't get out there. As we meet the Madison County defense on that line, watch Patrick Hampton.
Face mask on the defense.
Number 6, 25 tackles for loss and 12 sacks.
2nd down.
In the middle, Marcus Gent leading the linebacker crew, 121 tackles. That leads the team. In fact, leads all of Class 1A in that department. And in the secondary, Shaylin Howard had the best football game of the season, according to Mike Coe, last week in the state semifinals. He was breaking on everything in the secondary. I'm not sure if he's going to have the chance to do that today because, well, Baker's not a team that's going to throw the ball very often.
Absolutely. Less than 60 attempts on the season. But keep your eye on Hampton. We alluded to the 25 tackles for loss. Also goes on with 12 sacks. 4 TFLs versus Chiefland and Lafayette this season. He's extremely athletic, extremely active. He'll be every place, everywhere. He's going to follow that the strong side of the formation, all right, and expect him to be all over the ball.
2nd and 9 on the scoreboard here at Camping World Stadium, and this is going to go nowhere. Battle of the big boys up front, a stalemate. Clock will continue to tick here in this first quarter. And what looked to be a promising drive is now showing the signs of stalling.
Every run so far for Baker has been to the right side of the center. Okay, they've done nothing to the left just yet. I'm trying to pick up a tendency to see if they're flipping offensive linemen, if they're favoring one offensive lineman over another to run behind. But right now, they're clearly showing either they have that they think Madison has a weakness on the right side, or that's just their strong side.
Call their offense a pro I. And the quick screen out to the far side to Peoples. Peoples Jr. gets taken down.
And that's what they need to do. Even though it didn't work out in the first down, they have to show the threat that they may try to pass the ball to loosen up that defense, especially try to expose the perimeter. See if they can hit a quick strike play, because it's going to be tough going on the inside running the football from today.
Roderick Johnson on the tackle brings up the first punt of this game. The punter, Peyton Rockwell, is the quarterback. And he will just get it away as the block was on. And we'll put that out at about the 25-yard line. That is where the Cowboys of Madison County will take over for the first time. And their quarterback, Travis Jay, FSU commit. Playing as a defensive back in Tallahassee, though, but that just goes to show you he's got the athletic ability to be quite the dual threat quarterback.
He's listed as 6'1". I'm not so sure he's not 6'2". I walked up on him during pregame, and he's a pretty specimen. You can't tell on cam right now, but you walk up on that kid, he's a legit 6'2" and extremely athletic. You'll see him on both sides of the ball, especially if they put the ball in the air and he picks one off.
Multiple type of offense from the offensive coordinator Jim Ertzberger, and there'll be an incompletion to start things off. Take a look at the Madison County offense, starting with the backs and receivers. Vincente Allen, tremendous player all year. Guy that loves to just play football, has 13 touchdowns. Darian Staten, the wide receiver to watch out for. He's got a lot of speed in the slot. Offensive line, Zach Coe, son of the head coach, and Zane Herring, best friends. Zane Herring described as a big old rascal. A little stutter and moving out to the outside, and on his way. Jay will take it down the sideline and to the house. Touchdown, Madison County.
And there's the athleticism in the Florida State type recruit on display. We're going to see a lot of that today. Baker got absolutely outflanked, which they gave up the outside of their defense, no contain, and the athleticism, the footwork on the inside with Travis Jay. We didn't get it right there, but you see how he just cruises past, and he's playing with the defense right now. Took him about 20 steps to get to the end zone. He's so long. Florida State recruit, 6'2" kid, very pretty. We're going to see a lot of that today. I would not be surprised if he goes for 150 on the ground.
Extra point is good, and it's a 7-0 lead here for the defending champs. And we'll put Baker under some pressure here in the early going.
And if they get behind the 8-ball, they're going to struggle to get back on top. The athleticism of Madison County just stands out versus the team that they're playing against, the team in white and Baker. And if they can keep putting up points at that pace, 2 plays and a score, Baker won't have the firepower to come back with that, no matter how many rushing yards their running back has, Junior McLaughlin.
See that, the 19th rushing touchdown of the season. So it took all of 2 plays.
All of 2 plays.
And lightning is struck.
Right. He goes, let's see, we're going to get a replay here and watch number 8 do his thing. Good blocking downfield, well-coached team. Everybody's got their hands on the inside numbers. Shows a little balance, tiptoeing on the sideline. Makes it look easy, and now he's playing a little bit. Lucky he didn't get a flag. But it's a state championship.
Carrying the football like a loaf of bread in the left hand.
His hands are, they got to be huge. He's such a pretty athlete.
Maybe fielded at about the 10, and trying to get away from the swarm was McLaughlin. And nothing doing that time.
Not at all. Now, not to be outdone, now the Junior McLaughlin kid, He runs extremely hard. I went and looked at some of his stats. He had 4 games this year. We have 4 rushing TDs, okay? And then he had 9 games this season with over 200 rushing yards. Remember now, he only had 1,000, well, only. He had 1,100 yards just a season ago and 14 TDs. This year, he's got almost 3,000 rushing yards.
Well, this drive will start on the 19-yard line. Fake the Peoples, and McLaughlin will carry it for a modest gain, about 5.
Now, McLaughlin's a running back. He's not a traditional quarterback, and you can see with his hand, with the ball handling, that back there, Madison County is not respecting him giving the ball to anybody else. They're playing him only. So he has to start, coaches have to call the play calls for him to give the ball to somebody else to make the defense respect that somebody else could possibly carry the rock. Right now, that's it. We're looking at number 2, and we're going to key on him all game long.
Well, talking about Baker this week, Mike Coe said, look, they're real well coached, but the running back is probably the best we've seen on film all year. So that has been the key all week in practice. As you can expect, close to first down yardage on that carry from Derek Peoples Jr.
I expect Madison County's defense to be well rested each possession. Unless Baker can put together 8 to 12 play drives, right now they're struggling to do that. It's going to be a lot of 3 and outs. It's going to be a lot of 3 and outs where the Madison County defense is going to be off the field, getting a lot of good air, and they'll be well rested to defend McLaughlin and the offense the rest of the game.
Run moved the chains, 1st and 10 now from just shy of the 30. High snap directly to McLaughlin. Continues to work behind that offensive line and find the spaces, gets a couple.
Already 7.5. We're at the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. You see exactly what the game plan is. Number 2, number 2, number 2. Only 3 other ball carriers have touched the ball at all this game in 2 possessions.
McLaughlin's had over 100 yards rushing in every single game this year.
Absolutely.
And 220 yards per game in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
So the cream rises when the chips are down.
Peoples is the next leading rusher on their team with coming into the game only 514 yards.
And we'll have the carry there. Adds a couple. And I'll bring up a 3rd down in medium.
We've seen the same formation. McLaughlin behind center, direct snap, and he's orchestrating the play. Not much spread, so they're bringing in the defense, and the defense is they're doing nothing to threaten the defense and make them think anything else other than number 2.
3rd and 4. McLaughlin will put it in the belly of Peoples Jr. and not going to get the first that time. As the Madison County Cowboy defense swarming and targeting, finishing it off was Melvin Brown.
Man, I think that was Terry J, number
Timeout.
44, the defensive tackle, and Avery
Official time.
They just straight manhandled the guards up front and pushed the whole play back into his pocket. They never had a chance.
Well, as they get ready to punt, we'll take a look.
Look at big 44 right there. He's a big sucker.
Go to the water break, but take a closer look at Baker. They've come further than any other team, over 8 hours away from Camping World Stadium. Make that 409 miles. They're approximately an hour northeast of Pensacola. Population 7,000, enrollment 449, among the smallest schools in the states, but big on hearts from Okaloosa County.
You ever been there?
Can't say I have. Been in the Panhandle, not quite in Baker.
I don't think so.
Coach said if it's one of those, if you blink, you'll miss it. There's one stoplight. There's no Walmart. There is no McDonald's.
How do you live in a place with no Walmart? You know?
Nowadays, that is a good question.
Where do you get your rotisserie chicken from? If you're not getting it from Walmart.
So got the one red light. We got a Taco Town, a Gator Cafe, a corner gas station called The Ritz.
No Wawa.
No Wawa.
Oh.
Nothing but corn, soybean, and cotton.
Jeez Louise.
It's that work ethic. The punt is away. And catching at the 32 and immediately being forced back. Big play to smother and cover.
They're getting close to blocking that punt. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they send more pressure down here. You see Allen trying to make something happen. Sometimes you got to head straight upfield not to lose yardage, but I'm sure they're going to gain this back quick fashion.
Eric McQueen had the tackle there. So we'll have to start here from the 27-yard line. They needed 2 plays to score last time. They got a 7-0 lead, and back is Travis Jay. And opts to go for no gain as the give was to Allen and swallowed up. Peyton Rockwell, one of the bell cows of that defense, there to stop him.
Yeah, good job by Peyton Rockwell. Wrapping him up, bringing him down. Got to slow down number 4. Baker County right now electing to go man-to-man across the skill players with Madison County. Going to try and contain Travis Jay and the rest of those guys within the box, in between the hashes.
2nd and 12, will look to throw. He'll drop. He's in trouble. Bides time and launches it downfield, and it's going to be intercepted. So Baker takes over. Derek Peoples.
Beautiful play by Peoples. You'll see Jay get in trouble here, and there your boy Peyton Rockwell causing havoc in the backfield. Jay gets out, lets it go, not enough on it, and Peoples with a pretty interception over the shoulder, almost looked like he was the wide receiver.
6th pick of the season for Derek Peoples, just the 4th for Travis Jay on the throwing end. So 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
Jay had a lot of running room. He doesn't make the film I saw, he doesn't make very many mistakes. He should have kept that ball there, had a lot of real estate to take off. But he had 2 guys behind the defense, just didn't get enough on that one.
Yeah, when you're on this stage, Preston, though, the eyes get big. You feel make a big play, everybody's going to remember it.
Absolutely.
And that give goes nowhere. The heat-seeking missile was Brad Inscore.
Okay. I thought that was Jay on defense. There's your boy Hampton, Patrick Hampton, 25 tackles for a loss. Did they make it back to the line of scrimmage on that? He may have his 26th one.
Yeah, Hampton loves to make those big stops in the red zone. This time, middle of the field. Knack for blowing stuff up, said Coach Mike Coe.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing it.
Back on offense, dropping to throw is McLaughlin, and he's in trouble again. Pulled down at the 19.
Jared Johnson keeping him on his inside shoulder. That's not good when you start running backwards. See the play fake? Johnson keeps his outside shoulder free. And a great play, a big tackle for a loss, gets them behind the sticks here.
Yeah, clean up on aisle 15.
Yeah. You see that graphic at the bottom of the screen, 72 tackles this season, 13 for loss.
Brings up 3rd and forever, 3rd and 23 officially. And now we see Peyton Rockwell take the snap, and now it's McLaughlin to do what he does best, run it up the middle.
Absolutely. Get a little real estate back, change the field position. They send the punter out here.
Well, Coach Brunson said they will run a little wildcat, so they started the first 2 series with their best running back running the offense.
Well, they're going to go scripted, 10 to 15 plays on script, and they're going to try and see exactly how Madison County is going to line up and defend their top 10 to 15 plays, and then they'll open it up a little bit if they like what they see.
Rockwell is the punter. Sante Allen, Melvin Brown, the normal returners. Allen is the one there, and he'll see it bounce and be downed at the 27. Well, Madison County also a panhandle school, a bit further east though. School established in 1980. Enrollment about 100 more than their opponents. Georgino Hayes and Chris Thompson, famous alumni from Madison County. This is about halfway between Lake City and Tallahassee on I-10. If you're familiar with the geography of the state of Florida.
2 good players, those alum.
Back on offense. Last one was an interception. Not much there on first down. Here's the defensive line for the Baker Gators. Sean McLeod, the senior, has 4 forced fumbles. An undersized but hardworking kid. Linebackers Joe Brunson has 88 tackles, 18 for loss. That leads the team. And Trey Colmetz, a junior, 94 tackles. Guy can very, very intelligent, loves to get downhill and good in coverage.
Versus the run, Baker's done an outstanding job with Brunson and Williams and those guys in the middle of the defense. They have great eye discipline. That's why Madison County hasn't busted any up the field. Now, they haven't had any possessions, but they're still doing a really good job between the hashes defending the run.
If you're Mike Coe, are you going to work those edges again?
Yes, absolutely. You got to come back to the well. You see that seam right there on the right side of the defense, on the right side of the offense. Go ahead and give it to Allen. See if you can get to the edge.
Jay in the shotgun. Took the screen, disrupted. Good play there by Eric McQueen. Got his hands on it. And brings up a 4th down and a punt.
They're going to bring a double edge blitz. See McQueen would have got his hand on the ball just then. Now, what they're doing right now, moving around on defense, trying to send some pressure, get some disrupting. They know the tendency of Madison County. They know they're behind the sticks on 3rd down. That ball had to come out. What Travis Jay is missing on the short throws is putting them behind the sticks, okay? So when I say that, the short, they're trying to get the screen because they want the one-on-one matchups in man-to-man. But since they can't get it, now instead of being in 1st and 10 or 3rd and short, they're now in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. So they're just playing the tendencies and playing the number by Baker County.
Hires with the punt. And it'll be good field position for Baker as we wind down to the final 90 seconds of this first quarter. 7-0 deficit. Matt Brunson continuing to call the shots. Brunson, defensive coordinator at Baker before taking over the head coaching reins 8 years ago. Played football at Troy. Graduated in '92. And not much of a gain to the outside. It will bring up 2nd and long.
Now he missed his hole. It was a great job. I'm trying to find which kid it was. I think it was jersey 54 by Baker County. He did an outstanding job with his kick-out block. Created the running lane right there for McLaughlin, but he missed and tried to get outside with some speed. Sometimes as a running back, you just got to stick that foot in the ground and keep upfield and get those 4 yards.
Jay, the free safety, as well as the quarterback. Again, being recruited by Florida State to play in the secondary. Showcase that athleticism. And Coach Coe said his instincts, no matter where he plays, are off the charts.
I can tell.
Give to the outside to McLaughlin. Got some space to operate. He's got a 1st down and a pickup of about 17.
Wait till we get the replay on this. Watch the offensive lineman downfield. He's got 3 of them leading the charge right here. The same play happened last time. 54, 4 right here with the lead blocker. And he just finds the seam. Good job on the outside by his wide receiver. That's what he's got to do. Their team and their coach is credited for 103 pancakes on the season, the Baker County offense. They're showing why. They do a they have done a great job getting downfield, getting hands on the defenders, creating the running lane for the 3,000-yard rusher.
Direct snap that time to McLaughlin.
Baker, excuse me. Sorry for the Baker County. I've said that a couple different times. Baker.
As long as you don't mention the butcher and the candlestick maker, we're good. So Baker can rack up the scoring in that rushing offense, and talking with Coach Brunson on how he's going to attack this team. He said, well, we're going to block down, kick out, see if we can create some movement up there. That's what we do. That's our calling card.
That's what they're doing. Starting to see some hands on hips by the defensive line of Madison County.
Loss of 1 makes it 2nd and 11. A little jump pass wide open and picked up. Caught and continuing the run. Number 49. And Eric McQueen has been part of the game plan here early.
This is the Tebow jump pass. Fake right. Not the first option. We're going back across the field to my second option, McQueen, who leaks out late, breaks the
first period.
Puts him inside the red zone.
Well, they're not going to pass a lot. When they do, they can catch you off balance. That will end the first quarter on the first down catch from McQueen. This is 4th catch of the season. So you,
big one.
As far as our preparation, not sure you're going to see a lot of those passing. We'll be right back. Back in Orlando, we go to the second quarter with Madison County's Cowboys 7-0 lead on a long Travis J touchdown. As we take a look on Junior McLaughlin, the yardages are pretty incredible.
Yeah.
With 3,000 yards and now 39 total touchdowns.
He's a beast, man. And you would think for a team like this that he probably wouldn't be as good as advertised, or the numbers wouldn't match up with his play. That's absolutely false. You go back and watch this kid's film. You can tell how he rushes for 200 yards a game. Playing against good opponents, not the best, but he's playing against quality opponents. He runs extremely hard, runs behind his pass, does not do anything that he's not used to doing, stays within the frame.
Trying to lead to a tying touchdown here early in the second quarter. McLaughlin takes the direct snap, bumps it to the outside, has a lane, he will score! Touchdown Baker, and we have a chance to tie it with an extra point.
Fire the cannons. Number two. There goes his offensive line. Makes one miss, and everybody's got a body on a body. That is pretty. If you are a good running back, you have to make the first guy miss. Then everybody else will do their job. He's got to be accountable for that blitzing backer. All right, everybody else did their job, body on a body, and that's where it opened up like the Gulf of Mexico right there. That thing was pretty. Junior McLaughlin again, getting into the end zone, came into this game with 35 touchdowns.
Whistle blew before the missed PAT. I was about to say Brian Holly, the kicker, is 33 of 47
Dead
on
ball.
point afters.
False start on the offense. Retrade it down.
We'll do it again, but move it back 5 yards. Make it that much more difficult for the kicker.
Yeah, he's not automatic, even on PATs, so.
So you see McLaughlin, his big shoulders, carries the team.
Yep. The offensive line is the difference right now. I'm impressed by the Baker offensive line. I like how they run, get up in traffic.
And that one's blocked. So it will be Madison County retaining a 1-point advantage.
Let's take a look at this touchdown again. You'll see 52 pins, 3 pins, Seals inside, 6 up the field, gets him a little bit. That made it easy on number 2. Made it easy for number 2 right there.
Teray Jones, a defensive tackle, got his big paws on that one.
44 is active. We mentioned him before. Teray Jones, the big boy. You can't have leakage, especially in games of this magnitude where every little thing counts. If this game comes down to a 1-point possession or a 1-point game, that right there was going to be the difference. 7-6 in the state championship game, and you have a team that, in my opinion, is more talented than yours. You have to do the little things correctly. Special teams are huge, and you have to be special to do them.
And Madison County defeated Bluntstown last year in this game, 35-20. And it was that man, Teray Jones, who really sparked the movement of Madison County. Got them over the hump with a huge play on a reverse to deny Bluntstown. And at that point, it was all Cowboys.
Yeah. Madison's been here a few times. They know how to win. They got some dudes, as we see.
Kickoff going to be fielded by the up man. Nearly squeaking through there was Vincente Allen. The pile moves with him. So a battle of wills on special teams. Allen, a modest gain on the kickoff.
Yeah, you know what they're trying to do with the sky kick is obviously that their coverage get downfield to limit the amount of yardage the return is going to get. But the problem is anybody outside of the front line that Baker kicks it to has a chance to take it the distance. So right now, they just kick it to their best running back. But what if they don't kick it to the best running back? They got their best skill guys back deep. They got to kick it to somebody. Next option is to squib it.
7-6 game, 1 point lead for Baker as they, 1 point lead for Madison County rather, as they go back to work. Flag will hold up the progress here.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Make it 1st and 15.
Let's see how Baker defends Madison again. They had some success with their man-to-man. Let's see if they come back to it. They feel like they have at least enough discipline, enough athleticism in the secondary to defend Madison County's skill guys head up.
Dropping back, Jay. And he's in trouble and corralled. So some big defensive stops for each side, and it's that man again, Eric McQueen.
Lightning McQueen, baby. He's playing with a lot of speed. Boy, rev up the engine. 49's been a little bit of everywhere today, both sides of the football. Getting stops behind the line of scrimmage. You see him right here. Check this replay out. Don't see him just yet. Comes into play right here. There goes your boy, number 49.
Coach Brunson said McQueen is going to need to have a good game to stop Jay. So far has done the job. And nothing doing on the second down run either.
Yep, they're doing it. We've said this before. They're doing a really good job stopping the run. Madison County needs to make that adjustment and go back and spread the field some. They've got a spy on Travis Jay, as the defense should. Right now they're going to the doubles. Here we go. They need to spread the ball out some and get their athletes in space.
Third and 20.
So you got man-to-man on the quarterback. There it is.
He's going to take it the whole way. Trying to find a little bit of space. Not much there. It's dealt with by Baker.
Absolutely fantastic job. You know, as soon as the back leaves the pocket, it's going to be empty. Okay, you either got a quick throw, or you got a quarterback draw. That's the only running play that you're going to have unless somebody comes in motion or some kind of jet sweep. So the backer has the quarterback man-to-man. He was patient. Defensive line did not allow the lineman to get upfield to get to the backer, and that's why they made the tackle for a short gain on Travis Jay.
There's the punt. High in the air. We'll let this hit the ground at the 30 and down at the 31, 32-yard line. And that's where the Baker Gators will take over, down by a point. Gators looking for their 5th state championship. The last one was in 1993. Madison County looking to go back-to-back, looking for their 4th championship.
93. What was going on in 93? What were you doing in 93?
I was in college. Yeah. That was a long time ago. So, yeah, 93 was, you know, O.J. Simpson was still remembered as a football player back then.
Yeah, you're right, man. Was he a Bill then? Was O.J. a Bill in 93?
No, he was just a TV analyst, an actor.
That's way
Naked Gun, man.
Oh, shoot. Showing my age.
He was a Bill at one point.
Right. Yeah. A few good years with Bills, right?
Steer the conversation back to this one. McLaughlin.
You said OJ, the first thing that came to my head was the chase. I'm like, no, Chase wasn't 93.
Yeah.
Well, number 2 going back to work.
Yep. Up front, Avery Holton taking up some space there, the defensive tackle. Guy who gets double teamed on a regular basis. On second down, picking up some yardage. 3 or 4 yard gain for Peoples Jr.
They're pulling 2 and have a lead blocker, trying to get Flint and trying to outnumber Madison County between the tackles. They'll pull the front side guard, pull the back side guard, and have the fullback lead up in there. So they got a lot of numbers. Madison County's defensive front is not doing a bad job. They're trying to get bodies on those backers and see if they can create that seam and get a big rush, a big run.
35-yard line, the line of scrimmage. at the 36. 3rd and 6 here for the Baker offense. And a timeout taken by the Gators.
Timeout, White.
With 8:21 to go here before halftime.
Now you can clearly see there are 2 objectives offensively for Baker County. Number 1 is to kill the clock, okay? Because if they kill the clock, they limit these possessions by Madison County. Number 2 is obviously to progress downfield. So they're doing both. They're in no rush to snap the football. They're taking around 20 seconds to snap that football each time they line it up. So they wanted to obviously not give Travis Jay the ball back, keep their defense fresh on the sideline, and at the same time win the time of possession and put points on the board. So if they can accomplish those goals, whether it's a 3-pointer or a 6-pointer, then they've won that possession.
Well, Baker, by virtue of the small roster, have a number of players that play both ways. One of them there. Carter Mason, Derek Peoples Jr., Peyton Rockwell, and Kenneth Williams, the 4 key guys. It's kind of the way of life in Class 1A. Here's 3rd and 6 after the timeout. Rockwell to throw. And in the flat and dropped. So that time, McQueen couldn't hold on. So he's been making the plays defensively. That time couldn't help his team out for a first down.
Wanted to run before he caught the football. It was still well defended by Madison County. It probably wouldn't have went very far unless he broke a few tackles, made a miraculous play. But I like the play call. They knew Madison County was getting pressure up the field. The way you slow that down is you go underneath them. The way they chose to go underneath was the screen. So it wasn't a bad play call, just well defended by Madison County.
Rockwell a punt. Boy, just got it off. And fielded and dropped loose. Football on the ground. And it will stay with Madison County. So squeaky bum time there.
Right. Allen could have lost it in the sun, but elbow's probably loose and went right between his hands.
Well, they call it Friday Night Lights, right? Not many high school football games being played in the afternoon.
Absolutely not.
So Cowboys by committee. Sante Allen, Travis Jay, Robert Hires carrying the load this year. Travis Jay at the quarterback spot. And as we've seen more in a Wildcat situation today, picks up a couple on first.
And going back to that rushers by committee, they've got 6 ball carriers this year that's averaging more than 6 yards per rush. So they have a number of guys that if they get the ball, they're going to give you half a first down every single time. The quarterback's almost guaranteed for a first down when he touches it, based on the numbers that he's produced this season.
Jay in particular averaging over 10 yards per carry, and he'll fumble that one out of bounds. So fortuitous bounce as he had some open field. And we'll have the first down.
What did you say? What did you say on the touchdown run? How was he carrying that ball?
Like a loaf of bread.
There we go.
So don't think that Baker's coaching staff has pointed that out when he's running with the football.
Absolutely. You see that space between the body and the ball? Now they're attacking it. They're going to try and expose that. Don't think it won't happen again.
1st and 10 from the 45 for the Cowboys offense. Here in the second quarter, they got a 1-point lead and into open space. Once more, he will take it the distance. Going for speed. And it's a touchdown for Vincente Allen.
Well, Vincente Allen doing what he does best. Remember now, Vincente's he's got 7 games over 100 yards this season. They've been waiting for that one to bust right there. And when you're playing man-to-man defensively, if that ball breaks, there's nobody else who even is going to see it because all eyes are to the backs of the running backs. The corners on both sides didn't see that coming. By the time they did, they were 6 yards behind. So number 4, doing his job. They've been patient, waiting on that thing to bust, and they got it there.
Allen the Jr.'s eyes were as wide as saucers as he busted through that line and saw nothing but green. And the point after is good, and that extends the lead to 14-6. Madison County, the defending champs, on a couple of big plays.
Travis Jay, that was a straight handoff. There was no read. They knew they were giving it to number 4 from the get-go. You got an outside pin blocked down by the outside, and then you got a corner, the receiver ran his corner off, backs were turned, and never saw him coming. You'll see it right there. Number 9, get a hand on, and number 4, doing what he does best. Asante Allen, remember he's averaging 7.1 yards this season, 111 yards per game. 13 TDs, make that 14 now. Really good ball play. You see him when he got past that line of scrimmage, he can do some things. Madison County, they have these 2 big old tackles. They got to be at least 6'5", went down the field because they weren't listed on the roster. You wanted to see them eye to eye and say, oh my goodness, they're monsters.
See the rushing yard disparity. Both teams have rushed it well, but the big plays for Madison County, the difference here. Big chunks. Be fielded by Peoples Jr. Tripped and spun down to 23, and that's where Baker will start. So we'll have to go almost the length of the field here.
Both teams are trying to dominate the game on the ground, but we can see that Madison County has the extreme advantage right now. They're averaging 16 yards per carry on the ground. You see they had the 2 big ones by Johnson and Allen, and then versus with Baker, 2.8 yards per rush. So just by the numbers alone, there's a big time advantage. Madison County busting the big play. Baker County hasn't been able to do that just yet. Baker, has not been able to do that just yet.
Madison County averaging 293 rushing yards per game.
Right.
As Baker goes back to work with Derek Peoples Jr. Hopes to walk on perhaps at West Florida. He was recognized before the game as a bright future as young man.
You like kids who take their academics seriously, as they all should. We would love our kids to know the opportunities that could bust open for them if they're strong academically and do what they're supposed to do in the classroom.
2nd and 10. And
flag. Dead ball.
Flag down.
Delay a game on the offense.
Ooh.
5-yard penalty.
I'll make it that much more difficult.
They're in no rush to snap the football. Pointed that out last series.
Yep.
They want to kill that clock.
You don't want the clock to kill you, though.
That is true. Now they're in 2nd and long. They're not comfortable passing the football.
Yeah, getting behind the sticks in this kind of offense.
Right.
Will be McLaughlin to throw. Pulled down by Joe Brunson. And the son of the head coach takes a rip. 2 yards shy of that first down marker. Brunson, the sophomore, with his third catch of the season.
We're going to see Brunson just leak out. Good job of McLaughlin. Brunson just leaks out, makes one miss on that side. Nice move.
Time out.
Shows a little footwork, a little razzle.
Official time.
The hydration break on what is really a Chamber of Commerce day here in the wintertime in Central Florida. Crisp and cool, got some sweatshirts out there. Madison County's defense has been the immovable object most of the season. So you see just 8.2 points allowed per game following their season opening loss, or the midseason loss to Columbia.
Right, which is Columbia is a 7A team also.
Yeah. So had 2 shutouts in the playoffs. They've only gotten better, like fine wine, getting better with age as they advance through. Yeah, the Columbia game, their lone loss.
Put up 494 points this season. Only 146, like you said, just under 9 points allowed to opponents during this season.
3rd and 5.
It's pretty good on defense. You're a defensive coordinator. You're happy with those numbers. You go back and you evaluate your team and how you perform. You're putting up that type of defensive production. That's good.
McLaughlin will keep and then throw, and a huge stick, but that may be personal foul penalty on what looked like a huge hit from Ashton Morrison.
There goes, I think that's the quarterback. That may be Travis who made that hit. They're looking at targeting call here. That flag came out.
I think you're right. That was Jay, yeah.
That flag came out relatively quickly. From our vantage point, I thought it could be targeting. You heard the pop. It sounded like helmet to helmet. I think he has a right call. We may get this on replay.
First down by penalty.
Personal foul. Illegal helmet contact on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Result is a first down.
All right, let's see if we get this hit coming up. Good play fake by the quarterback.
Oof.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. Helmet to helmet. Crowd doesn't like it, but that's helmet to helmet.
Go back to Brunson. Got the worst of it. That happens at Florida State in the next couple of years. You're going to be out of the game.
Right. That's a whole nother subject, man. I'm not a fan of that at all. Kicking a kid out for a whole 4 quarters because of the helmet-to-helmet contact. That could take a whole show for me. But back to the game.
I'm sure you'll have your soapbox, right?
Right. Let me come back down. Take it down.
6 minutes to go. You know, Baker, some life after that 15-yard personal foul.
Hey, but let's go back to the personal foul, but not necessarily the foul itself. You saw the instincts. You said that the head coach loved the instincts of his quarterback / free safety and Travis Jay, and we saw that there. Smelled out the play. He was on it. It would have been a great play, a good tackle, let alone the helmet-to-helmet, but you can see he has a defensive back instinct.
Short game for McLaughlin. He's carrying everything but the water today. Brings up a 3rd and 4 from just shy of midfield.
They could put points up on the board with this drive. This will be huge because Madison may not get the ball back if they can keep these chains moving before the half.
Clock moving to 5 minutes to go in the half, and they won't get the snap off. So timeout called by Madison County, who will get the ball in the second half.
Timeout.
Right. So which is huge when we think about this possession. Madison County wants to obviously stop Baker. So they do get the ball back. So they get the ball back before the half, get the ball back at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, and score on that drive in the 3rd quarter. So Baker definitely wants to kill this clock, run out as much as possible, and get points off this. If they score a touchdown, they got to go for 2. They got to even up that score.
Madison County team has went against script a little bit in this one. They've got 3 passing completions in this game for 49 yards. Usually they're just going to run it, line up at every play and smash you.
Right, but you got
to pull out the stops.
And you got to take what the defense is going to give you. Baker's showing you we're going to play you man-to-man. I'm an offensive coordinator from Madison. I'm saying I think we can beat them man-to-man. So let's throw the football a little bit.
Baker on 3rd and 4. To Rockwell. Gives it. Ball on the ground. It appeared. No, kept it in the breadbasket, but might have lost a yard. And that will bring up 4th down.
Not what you wanted. All right, so Madison's got a lot of clock. 4-minute drill coming up for them. Their playbook could be wide open. They can run it. They also have 2 timeouts. So they can do just about anything offensively and do not have to rush to progress the ball downfield.
On 4th and 6, they're going for it. Maybe just a ploy to draw them off.
Don't call timeout.
And Baker will use their last one.
Now,
Timeout. Timeout, White. That's the 3rd and final timeout of the half.
So let me ask myself this question.
A rhetorical question.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Do you call timeout there if you're Baker County? My answer would be no. Baker, God dang it. If you're Baker,
Look, the same color schemes for both. It was going to be a difficult day.
Right. Do you call a timeout there? I say no, you do not, because the way you're playing defensively, you could get the ball back. You're probably going to need that. So you stop them off on offense. You'll get the ball back with around 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 left. You have a timeout in your pocket. Throw a few pass plays, run a few balls, and then you can have one to see if you can get yourself at least as long field goal. They may have just wasted a timeout that could become useful, especially if they stop them on defense here.
So if they rue that decision, Brunson for a big punt here from Rockwell. High in the air, and it'll hit the ground at a nice roll for Baker, but picking it up is going to be Allen. And still up. And eventually tackled at the 22.
Not sure what happened there, but more than likely it was a block in the back where that flag came out at.
Well, there you go. So now if you're Baker, you're in an advantageous position. It's going to be a long field for them.
Absolutely. See if we get some type of personal foul, maybe a block in the back. Actually a great kick with a great roll.
Elusive running from Allen to get a couple of extra yards, but at what cost of having guys block for you the wrong way?
Can't really tell where the foul was with that angle. Okay. I think he signaled block in the back. Here goes our official call here.
On the return, illegal block in the back. On the return team, that penalty penalized half the distance. First down.
So a costly penalty here towards the end of this first half for Madison County. And Mike Coe will have a long way to go for his team here. Ball will be placed at the 9.
And Madison has 2 timeouts, so run the ball on first down. And who's the quarterback? Looks like we have Allen at quarterback.
Allen on the direct snap. Picks up a couple out of the shadow of the end zone there.
That's fine. Clock's running. You still got 2 timeouts in your favor. Looking at 2nd and medium. Probably going to put the ball in the air here, probably towards the sideline to get out of bounds after the catch. Unless you can, unless you have clear field right here. You see that? No, it's a run.
Indeed. Up another 2 or 3 more.
High school rules, the clock will stop at the first down, but then it winds as soon as the ball gets put back in play. So if they get the first down, we'll get a little bit of stop clock, but then they still have 2 timeouts. A lot of time on the clock, 3 minutes.
Under 3 minutes to go in the second. Under center is Jay. This time he'll hand off again. I don't think he got it.
I don't think so either. We got a 4th down call by the side judge. That's not what Madison County wanted. Obviously they'll go. No, they won't go for them 4th.
That would be brave.
Now Baker had that 1 timeout. Okay, I told him. Run
now
back
you got 2:27. And now you got to go. You got to go to the air.
I said you get the ball back with 2.5 left. They get it back with 2.5 left, and you still have a timeout.
Preston Jackson will have a new show called The Prophet. Or replace the existing one on CNBC.
Nice, nice, and actually a good kick by the punter. Okay, here we go.
So just shy of midfield. It'll be Baker with a chance to tighten the score line up. Sour Cowboys, this is, we are, I believe, bucked off. In other words, alluding to the fact they're not going to ride the full 8 seconds. Let's see what Brunson opts to do here with a little over 2 minutes and 52 yards to Pater. Rockwell to keep. Shakes off 1 tackle, busts to the outside, knocked down at the 39, 38-yard line.
Good, good. And he gets out of bounds. If they want a shot at a field goal, they're probably going to have to get back around that 20-yard line. There's that offensive line again. Nice tackle by Travis Jay, but the quarterback did his job, picked up positive yardage and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
10 yards and a first.
Absolutely.
It's time to McLaughlin, has some space to operate, cuts it outside, has one man, two man to beat, and forcing him out will be Vincente Allen, but another first down run.
Man, these guys up front, man, I can't say enough about Zach Mason and Dustin Oglesby and Carter Mason. Those guys are opening huge lanes. You see Carter Mason right there. They run so well, open up gaps all the way downfield. The play is never dead to them. 103 pancakes coming into the season, says their coaching staff. You can definitely see why right now.
So back-to-back first down pickups here. Coming up on 90 seconds or so to play in this first half. Up the middle it goes. Loose ball, who's got it? And it'll be recovered by Madison County.
Wow, what a stop.
Patrick Hampton with the fumble recovery, his third of the season.
What a stop. Looked like that was Brunson, the ball carrier, got popped as soon as he stepped over that line of scrimmage. Inside handoff, yep, little F-trap. Oh, got popped. What a stop by Madison County's defense. Bend a little bit, but you don't break. Bend a little bit, but you don't break. Ball gets inside that red zone.
And the championship belt is on.
There it comes. Cameras out, belts on. Oh, photo op.
Good stuff from Patrick Hampton. Nowadays,
Dead ball. False start on the offense. It's 5-yard penalty.
about to
First
say,
down.
you see so many in-game trophies, whether it's the chain and with the Hurricanes or lunch pail. There's all certain things that people will get during the game for coaches to motivate. Now it's trickling down to the high school level.
Yeah, all that's a domino effect. And whatever the players like and whatever gets them going, I'm cool with it. All right, Madison's got to get going now.
Buck 28 to play with, and overshot his mark that time to Jay.
He hasn't hit the screen pass yet this game. He keeps overshooting the easy throw. You saw the motion to the boundary, put the formation into the boundary, where isolates a single receiver on our side, on the Madison County side, puts them in one-on-one with one of their best athletes on the field. It would have been a touchdown, but he keeps overshooting that screen.
Tompkins had some room. His 5'9" frame couldn't go up and get it. Brings up 2nd and 15.
Oh, look at that post. If he could hit the post route, boy.
Instead, up it goes. Time to Allen.
Call a timeout now. All right.
Been very, very conservative here from Mike Coe here in the last couple of minutes.
They definitely have been. They definitely have been. And with man-to-man coverage that Baker is showing them, the playbook's wide open. They give them 10 to 12 yards off. They're saying you're not going to beat us deep, but they haven't been able to hit the short throw. Here, you're probably going to get another run here.
Jay has Allen beside him here on 3rd and 13. And a timeout. So one remains for Madison County.
Timeout, Red.
Let's reset you on what's transpired if you've joined us late. It was in Madison County with the big play, and Jay going 69 yards to make it 7-0 after the PAT.
Good play there. I like number 8.
And got a little greedy on this one.
But outstanding play by Peoples there.
That led to this. McLaughlin kept it the whole way, took it to the house, 15 yards for the touchdown, and missed the extra point, was blocked. So it was 7-6. And then also in the second quarter, up the middle, Allen, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
55 yards.
Out of here. Adios. It's only 2 languages I know how to say goodbye in. I apologize. All right, so 3rd and a long way for Madison County. They wasted a lot of clock there, not sure what they wanted on the last play. But you look like you'll probably get another running play here. Offensive line leaning heavy on their hand.
Twins to the right, the ball comes free, and it's an interception, taking it the other way and rattled down, saving that touchdown. So a couple of big plays there as John Madaleska. Look what I found.
Travis J with his 2nd fumble of the day. Ball out, there it is. Loosey-goosey, we said don't think it wasn't going to happen again. 26 in the right place at the right time, Baker County. Baker has another opportunity to put the ball in the end zone.
Ball just shy of the 8 with short time here in the half. Madaleska, the senior, it's his 2nd fumble recovery of the season.
This is a great time for a jump pass. This is a great time for play action to Lightning McQueen. Okay.
Dead ball. Delay a game.
Oh.
On the offense.
No.
5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, back him up.
Everybody in the stadium, everybody at home is thinking number 2 is going to get the ball, which is a solid play call, which has worked for you all season long. It's 20 yards, 30 seconds left. We can probably get 2 plays in at the most. This is a great time. Pull up the defense and go with the play action fake. McQueen's been open. Is he even in the game?
1st and 15, ball at the 18, high snap, and flags fly.
It was coming too. See what we're getting here, because they had something open.
Dead ball. Snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So they've
first down.
Went 10 yards back since the fumble recovery. As both of these offenses have, the gears have ground to a halt really in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Here's the numbers from both of the running backs. Allen with 67, McLaughlin 61. Each has the touchdown.
Yeah, but Allen had 60 on 1 carry. All right.
Good point. It's been about the big play in this one thus far.
I'm screaming at my defensive backs right now. Play action, be disciplined. Discipline, read your keys.
Clock operator,
play action.
Please reset the game clock to 31 seconds. 31 seconds.
If I'm Baker, I'm trying to get the ball to McLaughlin on the edge and see if he can make 1 guy miss and get to the end zone. We can possibly get 3 plays in if we can get out of bounds.
1st and 20. Going back is Rockwell. He'll pass it all the way across and nearly intercepted. And usually Travis J is going to come down with that and take it to the house the other way.
Okay, and that was Florida State's problem this year, not making big plays, okay? But we can see if you're going to throw it to somebody, don't throw it in that guy's direction, not the Florida State commit Travis J. Don't throw it in his direction. Next time he's going to make you pay, especially since he's trying to make up for that fumble.
And Mike Coe even saying nobody can come down with the ball like him. Not on that occasion. He jinxed him. And now, will this be something that they rue on 2nd and 20? Able to get it away incomplete, though.
They're bringing the pressure now, which they have been all season long.
Now 3rd and 20. As the defenses put their names on the cards here in this latter stages of the 2nd quarter.
Now you're seeing the pressure because they know that Baker has to pass the ball. Remember, Madison County came into this game with 54 sacks. So they're used to getting upfield. 3-man rush. We're gonna line up 3. We're gonna send 4 to 5. Try to outnumber you.
3rd and long. Rockwell on the screen. Has a man to the left side, pulled down inside the 19. Flag flies. Could that be a horse collar?
Yep. That was scary for the running back, too.
As Brunson was the go-to man there. Brunson Ginger getting up.
That was scary.
Face mask instead. So the same result.
They know the heat's coming. Good job by the quarterback to hang in there. And we got, oh, yes.
Oh, easy. Oh.
Yes, yes.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. That penalty penalized half the distance. Third down.
Second personal foul on the Cowboys in this game. 13 seconds to go. Got time for what? 2 plays.
You got time for, this is just me. I put number 2 out on the edge and throw him a fade for the first one. He's an incomplete, doesn't stop the clock, or he catches it for a touchdown. Then you come back and you hand it to him, see if you can score. Those are your two options. Regardless, the ball has to go to number 2's direction, no matter what.
First and goal. On the screen once more. Caught at the 10 and touching out of bounds.
Lightning McQueen.
There's Eric McQueen, yeah. Well, the clock hit 0.
How?
If that's the case, the half is over. It looked like he stepped out.
End of the second period.
And
Halftime.
that is not the case. So we've reached the half here at the 1A state championship. Opportunity lost for the Baker Gators, but they trail 14-6. They're in it against the defending champs.
Well, we thought we'd get an entertaining game in this 1A. We usually do. We're getting a lot of it now. We got opportunistic defense by Baker. You got Madison County putting the ball on the ground, but they got big playmakers. We see they can score at will if they like to, but Baker throwing the jabs, throwing the jabs, throwing the jabs.
So Coach Brunson was hoping to have another crack at that. We'll have another crack at the second half. That's when we'll talk to you next. An 8-point lead for the defending champs Madison County over Baker, 14-6 in this 1A state championship. We'll see you on the other side. The Madison County Cowboys lead the Baker Gators 14-6 at the half here in this 1A state championship. From the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, I'm Jeff Ratcliffe, joined by Preston Jackson and our entire Spectrum Sports crew. Sum up that first half here for me as we take a look at the stats in that first half.
Well, I would say that what's happening right now is Baker is definitely playing the Rocky Balboa card, and what should happen is they have to capitalize on the turnovers that Madison County is putting on the ground, okay? This game right now can be summed up as it needs to be a mistake-free second half for both teams. This is no longer a Madison County is the better team on the field right now, because Baker has shown they can play and they can throw punches with the best of them.
Who would be Adonis Creed in this particular analogy, right?
Well, absolutely, absolutely. Adonis Creed would absolutely be Madison.
As you see, Coach Brunson with a little bit of an argument with the officials on the way off as the half wound down. We thought that might have been an out-of-bounds play, but you would think that right before that maybe the timekeeper didn't have the clock right.
Absolutely. I think there was an error with the clock because Brunson was tackled. There was a penalty. The clock, I believe, once they set that ball, because it was a dead ball, the clock should have stopped.
Yeah, it was at 13 seconds, and it was actually more like 3 or 4.
Correct. Yeah. So I think the clock kept running, and that's what the coaches were arguing on the way out. They should have had another play.
In the red zone with the chance to tie the game.
But even if, let's go back now, but let me be slightly critical. With the chance to score inside, I think the ball was on the 21-yard line when they recovered the fumble, okay? Then they backed up. They went back 15 yards on penalties, okay? So they kicked themselves in the butt. You can't do that versus a team that's better than you.
What did Madison County do well? It's usually I think what you can say is it's what they didn't do well that they can do in the second half. They didn't play to their potential.
No, they haven't. They did not. Let me start a positive. I think the defensive front for Madison County has played very well. The improvement needs to come with the linebackers on the edge to stop Junior McLaughlin. On the opposite side, I think the key this half is Baker County playing clock control ball again and producing a 12-play drive. And I think the improvement needs to come on getting more pressure on Travis J that you see right there, who's made plays on both sides of the ball. So both teams right now, there's no filling out process anymore. They know what each team's going to do. Each team's going to rely on what they do well. They're going back to the well, which has got them here. And if they watch enough film, they game plan, they know their tendencies, they should have no surprises.
Baker, the team from Okaloosa County in the West Panhandle, trying to make the most of their 409-mile trip to Orlando. As you look at Peyton Rockwell, they will play defense in this first half, or second half, in this third quarter. Madison County will get the ball. And will they regret not doing enough instead of going forward and trying to get a tying score, going backward with penalties? Penalties have, and turnovers have played a big part here in that first half, keeping each team from doing what it would like to do.
I thought they were very vanilla in the first half. I think they come out extremely aggressive the second half. Travis J, uncharacteristically, was 0 for 5 in the first half passing, kept missing on those short horizontal screens to the wide receivers. I do not think that's going to happen again. Baker is primed for a double move route, some type of fake screen and go, and let Jay release that ball downfield and let their athletes beat Baker's. I think they're going to be extremely aggressive. Opposite side, I think McLaughlin's going to do exactly what McLaughlin does. Number 2, they're going to hand him the ball. Baker's going to hand number 2 the ball and let him chew it out for another 18 carries in the second half and see if he can do enough to propel them to a win.
Travis J, a 69-yard touchdown run to start things off in the first quarter. It was Junior McLaughlin for Baker on a 15-yard touchdown run in the second. And then Sante Allen busting loose for a 55-yard touchdown. It's 14-6. There was a blocked point after. And that gives us our scoreline as we start the third quarter. And Madison County in the dark jerseys, both teams with a maroon color scheme. Madison County will need to possess here.
They've got to put together a drive. Both teams need to put together a drive. Neither team has produced a drive over 6 plays, okay? You've got 15 possessions in total. Out of those 15 possessions, 8 have been punts. Add in the scoring plays, the interceptions, the fumbles, you get those 15 total, but neither team has put together a drive which has gone over 6 plays.
Rockwell on a short kick and field cleanly there at the 38. Interesting they opted not to go deep.
We'll see what they do offensively. Recommendation would come out in spread formation and go right at them. More than likely, they'll keep the ball on the ground, some type of inside handoff to number 4, who's their leading rusher on the team. But I think they have to get Travis J going and get him comfortable throwing the ball. Nothing's changed for Baker on defense. They're still going man-to-man, using the 2 safeties and man up in the slots.
Jay again, throw will complete his first pass. And right at the 40-yard line, he's dropped. Not much of a gain there, but it starts with the little ones, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the same way they started the game. Try to get the ball to the perimeter, see if they can out-athlete Baker. At the very least, they completed that pass. You're looking at still second and long, but that's what they wanted to do.
A gain of 1, so 2nd and 9 for the Cowboys offense here at the start of this third quarter. Jay has Allen switching to the other side. Take the snap. And up the middle, finding the hole was Allen, and he's on his horse. Then Sante Allen has his 2nd touchdown, and it's a 20-6 lead.
I'm watching the coach make the check with me call on the sideline. At the very start of that play, number 26 on defense flipped to the weak side, okay? Then the coach saw it. He brought their fullback back to the strong side, which changed the strength of the defense, and they just ran away from it. So now you're looking at a chess game. It's a cat and mouse game. Whatever you're going to do, I'm going to go right where you were. again, they're in man-to-man, okay? Baker is in man-to-man. So if he gets past that first level, gets past the second level, there's nobody in the secondary who's going to be the quote-unquote safety to bring down Allen.
Thomas Miller tacks on the extra point, 21-6 as we take another look at the run.
Great job. They trap him up. Ain't nothing but a simple trap play. He's off to the races. The linebackers are gone. Their eye discipline. They followed flow, and they went back exactly where he wasn't. Touchdown. Easy money.
Sante, the big play guy all year, according to Mike Coe, and he has rattled off touchdown runs of 55 and now 61 yards.
Right. Absolutely.
Break that first line, and he gone.
I would venture to say that was the very same play that he scored on in the first half. I would have to line that up, but I think that's what happened. They had the fullback who came across. They trapped on the inside with the one technique, and he blew it up.
And now Baker, again, had that chance just before halftime with the ball in the red zone to perhaps tie the game up, and killed themselves with penalties.
First half, Madison County started off with a two-play touchdown drive. Okay, remember when they first got the ball? It was Jay carry, the first carry. It was Jay on the second carry for the long run. This time they have Jay with a pass. This time it's number 4 with a touchdown run. So this is the same way they started the game off with a two-play drive, big touchdown. Now can they hang on to the ball to kill this clock?
And if you're Baker, you've gotten hit with a haymaker again to start a half. Can you get up off the mat and fight your way back in it?
I think they can. They've shown that they can do enough. I don't want to say hang in the game because that's not what they're doing. They're still fighting. They've shown they can do enough to score with Madison.
We're an undefeated season on the line for Baker. Go back to work on offense with McLaughlin and Rockwell. McLaughlin will get the carry and get stood up after a gain of about 2.
All right. So that run doesn't smell good to people looking at the game, but that is their game plan. He ended the half with 18 carries. That's what they want to do. Each game this year, he's going to touch the ball 30 times a game. So that's exactly what to do. That's their method to the madness. And if he could pick up 4 there, another 4 and another 4, chains move, clocks move, and they're running right along with the game plan that they want.
2nd and 7, so a gain of 3 for McLaughlin on first. This time they fake it to him. Rockwell goes the other way.
Ooh.
And that was snuffed out from the start.
That was great play defense.
Melvin Brown.
Melvin Brown with an outstanding play.
Well, Coach Coe called Melvin Brown a fireball. He just goes and gets it. That's what he did that time.
Absolutely. I like the adjustment, but Peyton Rockwell behind center because he gives them the passing threat. Interesting enough, though, McLaughlin was 3 for 3 passing in the first half. But Peyton allows them to have another threat, another passing threat, which leaves McLaughlin uncovered at times.
Rockwell to throw on 3rd. Gets it out, and is it pulled down for a catch? It is a first down.
If you're going to throw the ball.
Peoples.
Right, absolutely. If you're going to throw the ball, you throw to number 11, sure-handed.
Peoples with the reception to move the chains.
Not that he needs to be a Russell Wilson or anybody or a Matty Ice, but as long as he gets the ball there. As long as he gets the ball there, keep moving the chains. Give Madison County something else to think about.
First down at the 38. Rockwell under center. And we'll give it to McLaughlin, and that one goes nowhere. In fact, may lose a couple. And again, Brown in on the play.
Man, I'm all right. Melvin Brown he's racking up tackles, okay? But Jared Johnson is blowing up plays. All right, so they need to be giving each other a little love here because Jared Johnson is creating outstanding plays for Melvin Johnson. He's blowing plays up and he's forcing McLaughlin to cut it back in, which he should. That is his responsibility.
6th tackle for the Cowboys, linebacker Brown. There's Rockwell again to roll against the grain. Will fire and tipped before it could get to the intended receiver, Brian Holly.
Now you pulled stats at halftime. What does you pulled the stats? What's the average passing rate for Baker during the season? How many passes do they throw per game?
They throw 5.
They throw 5 passes per game. They've got 3 already this half, okay? So right now they feel that they have to do something. They have to make an adjustment. They feel like they can pass the ball on Madison. At the very least, get that defense moving some.
Melvin Brown, I stand corrected, on 8 tackles now.
Wow.
That leads the team here just into this third quarter. And it's 3rd and 11. They're able to pick up on a pass play last third down, and will they have to back up 5 more? Yep. A little bit of confusion among the officials.
Dead ball. Illegal substitution on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So that makes it 3rd and 16.
Putting themselves in bad situations. Coach is irate right now. He is irate right now. He is going at it.
He called some of his players fireballs, and now another flag throws.
Timeout White. Timeout White.
And Baker will have a timeout to talk it over.
Coach got to calm down. Your troops are going to play composed if you stay composed on the sideline. All right, he's going to have that little Urban Meyer now. He's got to calm down on that sideline.
Former head coach at Crestview and at Vernon. Defensive coordinator at his alma mater, Baker, from 92 to 96. Before venturing out to those other 2 schools, and then came home.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the head coach.
Ooh.
That's his first one. 15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It makes a difficult situation now impossible. 3rd and forever.
He only gets 2 of those. And that second one, he'll be removed from the game. Penalties are starting to add up. At the half, combined, these 2 teams had 11 penalties, with Madison County with 6 with 59. Now, Baker with 7 penalties, 2 already on their first possession of this half. They're at 7 penalties for 45 yards. Beating themselves up. Each time they get in a good situation, it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
What does offensive coordinator Rob Armstrong have in the playbook for 3rd and 31?
Nothing.
It will be Rockwell to throw, and overshot his mark, and a punt will be upcoming.
Right. And they'll punt this away. Madison to get great field position. All the momentum right now in the Maroon team.
How dangerous is this right now for Baker, though, because you've just conceded a big touchdown?
Absolutely.
You get 1 more, then you're, for the most part, out of the game.
Blood in the water right now for Madison County. You got to put your foot down. You have to put your foot down and finish them off. Finish them off, because a momentum swing right here could be crucial to Baker.
Brown and Allen look to receive this punt. Rockwell got it away. Will fly it just to midfield and get a hefty bounce. Well, that was helpful all the way down, rolling inside the 35, down to the 33. So, impressive punt from the senior quarterback / punter and linebacker. So you got Rockwell. We've talked about all the 2-way players that the Baker has. He's a 3-way, special teams as well. And he will stay out there, as most of these Gators do.
Opportunity for a big play right here for Madison County.
Drive will start at the 33 for Travis J. Motion. And the snap, dropping to throw. Jay, in pressure in his face, gets it to Allen. Allen with space on the outside to midfield. Hurdles a defender and crosses the 50 for the first down. And then a flag rolls in late.
And that is the correct penalty, all right? High school rules, if a player is erect with 2 feet on the ground, you cannot hurdle him. Let's get the replay right now. Good job by Jay. Let's see if he does not leave his feet to dive. That's close. But his feet were on the ground and he was upright. That is a penalty on the offense.
Will negate some of the great play from Asante Allen.
It was athletic now. Great play call. You saw him shift, which moved the defense.
Personal foul, hurdling on the offense. The 15-yard penalty.
Ouch.
First down.
Yep.
And negates such a great game.
Yep.
Take a look at where we've gotten to this point, this 21-6 ball game. As it's been all McLaughlin for the Baker Gators. McQueen's got a couple of tackles defensively, some big catches as well. And Asante Allen, along with Jay and Johnson, making noise for Madison County as they look for back-to-back state championships in Class 1A. 128 yards for Allen. But lost 15 of them right there on the penalty.
Right. Weak side blitz. That's number 6 with a great tackle.
We'll drop them for a loss. Myers gets caught by Madaleska.
Yeah. And let's see if Madison County comes back to that shift. If you're paying attention at home, once you shift on offense and the defense does not have guys who they're comfortable on either side of the line of scrimmage, they're going to shift to their strong and weak side also. When that happens, it becomes a numbers game on that side. So let's watch this. Here we go. Back shifts. Now you got the strong side over here.
Myers behind Jay. Jay will keep it, put it into the belly, gets to the outside once more down the line. Travis Jay will go all the way. Touchdown, Madison County, no flags.
Absolutely. The offensive coordinator has found where the weakness in Baker County's defense. And it's not personnel, it's the numbers game. So he shifts the back. Now you have not only 2 running backs, Jay becomes the 3rd option. Nobody's home to cover Jay. So now you got 2 blockers on the edge and nobody's accounting for the quarterback. That's why he's running scot-free for another big touchdown. Offensive coordinator is manipulating the defense and winning the chess game.
He was running in slow motion. The kick is Miller. It is through. And it's a 28-6 lead, a 2nd touchdown of the day for Travis Big Play Jay. And if you go back to it, there was potential for disaster there on the RPO to Hires.
You got an athlete like that, just give him the ball, let him go. But I like what the offensive coordinator right now, Bill Hightower, Jim Ertzberger?
Correct.
Jim Ertzberger, the offensive coordinator for Madison County, is doing manipulating the defense for Baker. The shifts and the motions are putting the defense in bad positions because they don't have players who are comfortable, who are interchangeable on either side of the ball. They have a weak linebacker, they have a strong side linebacker, they have a weak side defense end, they have a strong side defense end. And when they shift, the whole defense has to shift to get into the correct position.
28-6.
Great coverage downfield.
And knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and now up against it are the Baker Gators.
Yes, they are.
The total rushing yards now with that big 67-yard run, Travis Jay, putting them up closer to that 300 mark. So a 69 and a 67-yard touchdown run from the quarterback.
Playing big-time ball.
Seminoles getting a good one. It's cliche, but man versus boys, right? Man among boys.
You figured the game would start off like that. Now you're starting to see it. They're starting to enforce their will, impose their will on Baker, who is limited offensively, to be able to have any kind of answer. Look at. I'm a body language guy. The body language of Baker County now is down. Okay, the body language is down. They look defeated with 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Now after
timeout,
cutting it to a 7-6 game, they have conceded 21 straight points. We'll have the 3rd quarter water break at the 6:18 mark. Well, hasn't gotten a chance to really get going today. He's had his moments, but Junior McLaughlin has run wild during the state playoffs. McLaughlin, total yards over 3,000 this year, but look what he did, over 200 a game. Over 220 a game, rather. Closer to 300 on a couple of those occasions against Freeport and Vernon.
That's a lot of good numbers, man.
And Madison County has somewhat figured him out.
That's a lot of good numbers.
At the half, McLaughlin had 61 net yards.
And he's doing all that he can to try and keep his team in this ball game, but he's the primary weapon, and there's really no other threat that can help him.
Baker on 2nd and 10. It'll be McLaughlin. And not much. Swarming to the ball, that Cowboy defense.
There goes my boy, Jared Johnson. I like that Jared Johnson kid. He's sound, technique sound, he's disciplined. He's where he's supposed to be. He's a good teammate because if he's in his position, somebody else will make the play. And that's how defense works. Let me do my job so my other guys will do theirs.
Johnson, more of a hybrid type of player, according to Mike Coe. They list him as a star. That's what that hybrid position is called in that defense. Officially a 4-2-5. These guys that can just slot in anywhere, make a difference. 3rd and 8. And a flag flies on the Madison County side. And it looks like it's going to be going against Baker once more. So
dead ball.
Numbers racking up.
Illegal substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So for the 2nd time, that's what sent Coach Brunson into a tizzy and got that 15-yard penalty. It was after that one last time.
Yeah, well, he was wrong then. When your team breaks the huddle, you can't substitute a guy in. So at this point, he's yelling right now because he has the wrong personnel on the field. So that's a coaching area. It shouldn't be. Let's see what's going on now.
Timeout. Timeout red. Timeout red.
Timeout will be called by Madison County.
The head coach can't be the only one that is paying attention to the personnel groupings. If he calls a certain personnel grouping on the field, there should be another coach that's making sure there's one guy in and one guy coming off, or 2 guys in, 2 guys coming off. Right now, it seems like he's the only guy on that sideline that's watching personnel, which evidently he's had 2 substitution errors in the 2nd half. Getting on his guys right now, keeping them motivated, keeping them fired up.
Certainly a challenge when you're at the wrong end of that score. I fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Cowboy strong. So far, that has been the case. Commanding lead here in the 3rd quarter. Well, the defending champs, the Cowboys of Madison County.
They've never won back-to-back titles, correct?
Correct.
Never won back-to-back titles. They've got a number of titles to their name. They've been back-to-back, but they haven't been able to put 2 together.
They have.
Official timeout.
84 and 85, I believe.
Okay.
And then 93. But where were you we talked about where were you in 93. Where were you in 84 and 85?
Man, look at here. I was a young child, young grasshopper.
Grasshopper. 3rd and 13 in the face of the pressure. Not much you can do with that. It's handled by the defense, and that will force the punt. Getting in on it. Here's number 9.
You want to look at the positive side of it. Justin McLaughlin. Justin. Junior McLaughlin is perfect passing. He's 4 for 4 now. So right now, he's at least showing them that he's their best passer, most efficient.
Getting the punt off was Rockwell.
Uh-oh, he's got a seam.
Catches it at the 45 and runs into a brick wall of Devin Norwood, who makes the tackle. We talked about Madison County's defensive exploits, and they do so by getting into your backfield. They have paid rent, paid the mortgage all season long, living in the backfield.
They have, man. Look at those numbers. Hampton leading away with 25. That's
tackles for loss.
That's coming into this game. Gent's got 20, and Jones, the big defensive tackle, he's in there. He's got 19 of his own. And I don't think this is counting this game. This is coming into this game. Look at the numbers that they're producing. In total, the team's got 135 and a half tackles for loss.
Yeah, the offense you face is going to be behind the sticks a lot.
A lot.
Timeout. Timeout, White.
So
That's their second charge timeout over.
Look at Coach. Look at Coach.
28-6 deficit, and they've just given up possession. Now it's time to, I guess, cowboy up, to borrow the term, but that would be more apropos for Madison County at this point.
And that's 2 timeouts used by Baker in this quarter. We haven't hit the 4th just yet, and they've got 1 timeout to their name.
You said that in the second quarter, too. Used it a little early, could have kept that in the pocket.
All right, so Madison showed their hand before the timeout. They're probably going to set the formation into the boundary, get Baker to show their hand, shift their running backs, and then they'll outnumber them to
the edge,
their bed, to their bench, which will be the edge over here. Let's see what happens. Or no, they're just going to bring it right across, outside zone.
Back to work. Jay to pass. Jumping deep,
missed
here
it.
comes the rush. Eludes the tackle, throwback pass the other way, and it is wide open. Running into space. Allen again cuts it back. He'll keep going down to the 4-yard line.
We got a flag, and let's see what this is for. It should not be on the offensive line. They did a great job staying behind the line of scrimmage. Illegal man downfield.
So much for that.
Let's see what happens. I don't think so. I disagree with this one because I was watching the offensive line on the throwback. They were not past the line of scrimmage. I hope the replay proves me wrong, but boy, I wanted to compliment them during the play, but didn't want to ruin the
moment.
excitement.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's no penalty on the play for
There you
the
go.
receiver downfield.
Absolutely.
Result of the play is first down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Preston Jackson, you are correct, sir.
The pass was behind the line of scrimmage, even though I think it was a lateral regardless, but the offensive line was behind the line of scrimmage also. Excellent discipline as the play broke down and the offensive line stayed home, did not progress downfield. A great job by Travis J, not crossing the line of scrimmage. That there was a perfect example. When the play breaks down, everybody stayed disciplined. Perfect example, young kids. That was great. I like that a lot.
In fact, the cowboy up for the Cowboys. Student section in the house ready to cheer another touchdown on 1st and goal. Up the middle, go jumbo on us. Robert Hires to the goal line and just shy.
Haven't talked a lot about Hires today. A lot of Travis J and a lot of Johnson, a lot of Allen. But Hires came into this game with 191 rushing yards himself. 891 rushing yards, excuse me.
Hires tackled behind the line of scrimmage that time. Bring up 3rd and goal.
Give it to him again. Let the big man score. Give it to him again. 5'6", 203 pounds.
Well, let's go to the outside with Jay this time. Keeps his feet and in for 6.
Well, you know what does work.
Ain't nothing but a thing for Travis J.
That's right. That's right.
Doing the play holding on the offense.
Oh,
That's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay 3rd down.
we'll back him up and make it a little bit more difficult. Yes. So didn't see the flag fly. There it is. Yep.
All right.
So a mistake there to essentially put the game away.
Don't outthink yourself. Direct snap. Obviously, he's a quarterback, but snap to Jay. Let him pull it. Let him make magic happen.
Jay will drop, he'll throw to the end zone. Jump ball, incomplete.
It's good coverage.
No flag.
Not at all. I wouldn't have thrown one either. Good coverage there. Try to toss a little fade here. Didn't quite get enough on it. We had the height advantage.
DeMarvion Brown was the target.
Yep, then you rip those arms apart. You know he's going up for it, and a bigger receiver, just wait till that ball comes down, rip those arms apart.
Well, the in score on the coverage. And it will be a field goal attempt here for the kicker, Thomas Miller, 5 of 7 on the season. Snap is down, kick is away. And it is through the uprights for the field goal, and the lead will increase 31-6. So a field goal in the state championship for Mr. Thomas Miller.
Into the half with a 14-6 lead for Madison County. Now they've had 3 possessions and 3 scores. So the home team in maroon having their way right now against Baker. They know that offensively, Baker has one weapon to hurt them. They have limited junior McLaughlin. They know that their quarterback, Travis J, can expose you through the air or on the run, on the ground. And right now they're doing that. We expected them to be a lot more aggressive offensively, but I think they proved us right.
The total yardage difference now is a lot tighter at halftime. And it has been all Cowboys here in this third quarter as they kick off. Baker in desperate need of an answer. Fielded at the 18. Goes free for a couple of yards.
We haven't talked much about special teams today, but punt coverage, kickoff coverage for both teams has been outstanding. They've covered the field well. They've tackled well. They've decreased separation and space around on the field. Done a really good job on both sides on special teams, punt and kickoff coverage.
People's return sets them up at the 26. So Rockwell and McLaughlin to lead this team back into contention. Will be McLaughlin on the keep. Gets a couple of yards on forward progress.
22nd rush of the game for him. Still sitting around 64, 65 yards, not much there. He's the bell cow, he's the workhorse.
Coach Brunson talking to us this week. Yeah, he carries a lot of the load, but it's easy for him to do. He benches 325, cleans 325, and he squats as much as he wants to. That's a quote.
He benches 325?
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
So, got to be strong to carry all those defenders on your back. The keeper on the right side for Rockwell has some space to operate into the open field, close to midfield. He's got a first down.
Yeah, you see Rockwell. I see you, baby. Good job by Rockwell showing some speed. Good play fake to Junior. Gets outside, a few good blocks upfield. Puts his shoulder down. Look at him, fired up. Yes, it is state championship. The game is not over. We got another quarter to play. Anything can happen.
Rockwell under center. Shy of midfield. Gave us to McLaughlin. It's a couple just across the midfield stripe.
The longer that sun hangs up over that field and the longer that offensive line is on the field, they're not moving as they were in the first half. Remember, I was very complimentary of Baker's offensive line in the first half. I haven't seen the same energy this third quarter at least.
How much does playing both ways factor into that?
Big time. Absolutely. It factors in tremendously. At this stage, playing at this time of day.
Give up the middle and then busting it to the outside. Attempt for John Madaleska.
And when we say they're playing both ways of that line, it's not like they're playing against guys who are their same size. Madison County is bigger than them on both sides of the ball. the offensive line of Madison County has 2 6'5" guys, and then you look on the defense line. Terry's going in at 260, and then 54 is going in at another 260. So they're playing against dudes now.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter. It's 3rd and 3. Under center, Peyton Rockwell, the senior quarterback. And a toss to junior McLaughlin, and he goes nowhere but backwards.
Is that Marcus?
Marcus Gent.
There you go.
Or Gent, rather. Marcus Gent.
Marcus Gent comes flying through. Just go get it, son. You got an A-gap blitz. You got an A-gap blitz. Follow flow. Get that TFL that we were talking about.
See why he leads the classification in tackles. 121 of them coming into this game.
He's not done yet. He's taking full advantage of the state championship game.
And it's going to be 4th and short.
Another period.
As we go to the fourth quarter. 4th and 9, rather. When we come back for quarter number 4. 12 minutes away from a back-to-back championship for Madison County. They are in control, 31-6. We'll be right back. Cowboys of Madison County trying to flex their muscles. And superior energy they have is Baker being forced to play players on each side of that line of scrimmage as we get late into the game.
Everything's going to be 4 downs for Baker at this point. They're behind a bunch. The score I'm talking about. So they need every opportunity to score.
Under center, Rockwell. Side of midfield. And the throwback. And I'm making the catch, but it's going to be short of the first down and then hauled to the turf with authority. And that will be a turnover on downs.
Was that the quarterback? Junior Johnson, nice little play fake. Going back
Rockwell.
to Peoples. Quarterback on quarterback.
2-point takedown.
Yep.
Quarterback to quarterback with Jay.
All right. Madison County, stay on the gas. Stay with put your foot on the gas. Don't let off the gas yet. Game's not over. All right. This is the state championship game, and you never know what can happen, but you need another score to put this away. Make you feel more comfortable.
Jay, who made that tackle, will stay out. 25-point lead, and going right back to work. We go to DeQuarius Tompkins.
Jay started out 0 for 5 coming into the second half. Now he's up to, I believe, 4 for 10. We did not think that he was going to stay 0 for the game. Finally got warmed up, and the arm looks live right now. He's on the money.
Early in this fourth quarter, on the march again of the Cowboys. And squeaking through, finding space. Who else? Vincente Allen to the corner. And he's out at the 2. Denied a third touchdown. Good pursuit by Baker.
Vincente, how do you run out, man? You're not gonna, come on, baby. Look at the footwork. Good vision, good balance. Good call. I think he was out, too.
He was looking back.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, sets up 1st and goal at the 2.
Yeah, leave him in the game, let him get his touchdown.
Some discussion on the near sideline about what to do here. While the play clock is about to run out.
Well, Allen has had a
Timeout. Timeout, Red.
So taking the timeout just before the expiration of that play clock.
One heck of a game right now for Allen. 10 carries, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Should have had his 3rd one, averaging 6.5 yards per rush. Really showing his dominance. A lot of credit to his offensive line. But he's had a great game. He's had a great game. The kids have played extremely well. They're enjoying the moment right now.
Well, Mike Coe telling us this week, Vincente Allen, just a kid who loves playing football.
Look at the cutback. Oh, let's see. Hopefully we get the replay again. I didn't want to cut you off, but beautiful vision. If you're a basketball player, that was court vision. Football has great field vision. That play was not designed to get cut back, and he did, and it worked out for him. Defensively, you always look for BCR. I say this all the time. It's called boot, cutback, reverse, okay? Linebackers have to be aware of the cutback. He felt it, got off that guard's butt, cut it back across the grain, and should have scored a touchdown.
Well, he'll stay on the sideline. It'll be somebody else to do the honors to get the final 2 yards unless Baker can hold strong here on the goal line.
That is Patrick Hampton at quarterback with a direct snap.
Change it, and he'll have the touchdown. So Hampton on the board on the keeper. And the route is in full effect.
Yep. Patrick Hampton comes in here, takes a direct snap. Hire is going to get a lead block for him. And now he just tiptoes in, puts his hands on Brunson just because he can. Flexes a little bit, enjoys his teammates, has a good time. You never know when you're going to make it back to a state championship. A lot of guys don't even get this close. They have some fun while you are here.
Almost like the fridge. Patrick Hampton, the defensive end, coming in, taking the direct snap and into the house for 6.
Yep.
You add the extra points, and it is all Madison County.
Patrick Hampton, a good player. You usually see him on the defensive side. Offensive line doing what they do. Everybody getting the push. Hires with a key block. Madison County extremely impressive this second half. Slow, sluggish start to come out. They've turned it on, they hit the on button, and now they're flexing their muscle. The game is, it's out of reach at this point. And Madison County's done what they're supposed to do. They looked like the better team on the field. They look more athletic.
Well, 31 unanswered points.
Wow.
After Baker had cut it to 7-6. That was in the second quarter. It was 14-6 at halftime. And give me some of what they're having, what they had at the locker room, whatever that speech was. Or
I would like to be a fly on the wall.
They've come out gangbusters in the second half, and you'd like to say well on their way to a second straight state title. They are about to cross the finish line. Long kick fielded at the 10 by Brunson. It stood up at the 15 and knocked down after 16.
So let me give you this stat, Jeff. Junior McLaughlin at halftime, 18 carries for a net of 61 yards. Right now, he's at 24 carries, 61 yards.
Neutralized.
Neutralized, absolutely. Well, they don't look at, they're maybe a little tired. That's a long drive.
It's a lot to cheer.
Oh, there they go. There they go. There they go.
Madison County up in the Panhandle
Absolutely.
As well.
It's going to be a fun drive home.
They don't have nearly as long a drive as Baker does.
I'm stopping at the outlets before I go home.
Yeah, you go.
Absolutely. Go to the Nike outlet. I wish Cole Hahn was still there,
Cole Hahn out to the 19-yard line. Keeper from Peyton Rockwell.
Peyton's done as much as he can. He's been good at times. They tried to use him in different packages. They tried to use him as a passer. But they just haven't found something that's going to work consistently against his Madison County defense.
Well, barring a miracle, the Baker Gators will be denied their 5th state title. Madison County looking to go back-to-back, winning their 4th. So all that's missing is really the celebration, and they'll do that in 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Now, if you are Coach Matt Brunson, how do you approach the rest of this game? You told us this week that, look, we're the champions of the North. We're a true Panhandle 1A team. You know, we're not the big city like Madison, was his exact phrasing. I think Madison will tell you that we're not a big city either, but I think the point was taken that they knew they were going to be up against it today.
Yeah, and he's right in a sense. They were going to be up against a really good opponent in Madison County. But right now you're playing for respect. You're playing for
There's
pride.
no penalty on the play.
You never want your guys to quit. They have not done that, but they did look defeated at times, but they're still playing. Peoples are still playing. Junior's still playing. You don't get to the state championship game on accident. They beat some good teams on their way here.
A flip to Peoples, who along with McLaughlin and Rockwell will graduate. A number of key players to replace, especially on the offensive side. They'll lose Sean McLeod defensively. Same with Kenny Williams and Matt Aleska.
I think you just line up Rockwell, you know, let Rockwell throw the ball around a little bit. What is it going to hurt? Let Rockwell throw it out, see if he can make a big play.
You know, Rockwell's father played on the '93 championship team from Baker. Two-way player on 3rd and 6 will roll out and will be forced back, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that was a busted play. Madison County is going to get the ball back. Bring in your young kids. Let your young kids play a little bit. See what you have for next year. Let them smell and taste the big stage, because they're going to be your leaders for the next crop. You want to know what it feels like to play at this level. You want them to experience this. So
let them smell the plastic and rubber of Camping World Stadium.
Absolutely, and especially while you got quality minutes still left in the game. You can still got 8.5. You may get 2 possessions out of them.
Back to punt. This hires, it's blocked and recovered at the 10-yard line.
It was only a matter of time.
So 44 to Ray Jones again. He's the one that blocked the extra point, I believe.
They've been having leakage right up the middle and getting to the second level. To Ray Jones, okay? Big number 44, goes 6'1", 280 pounds. It's a heck of a task to ask anybody to step in front of him while he's coming full speed ahead and put your life on the line against that guy.
Oh, thank you.
It just got to a point where he, you know, it is what it is. You got him one. And here go your backups. Madison County with some substitutions in the game.
Throw to the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Good coverage by Peoples.
Caleb Watts is the backup quarterback.
Looks like he tried to hit DeQuarius Tompkins on that one. Just a little bit too far out of reach. Not sure how much time the quarterback had to warm up on the sideline. Try to get him in the stat books for a touchdown.
Well, somebody would need to take over for Travis Jay. It won't be Watts. He's also a senior.
All right.
So who's going to step up next year? Looking for the three-peat. Jay finds his way to Tallahassee. Into the belly of the back, and nothing doing on that one. He'll bring up 3rd and long.
Florida State's recruiting class is going to be solid this season. You know, Willie Taggart will do a good job in his sophomore campaign, and they'll get kids at still Florida State, and football runs in cycles. Don't expect Florida State to be down long. You know, Florida had their cycle where they were a 6-win team, a 7-win team, and Miami went through theirs also. Florida State's going through theirs now. So I expect Florida State to be pretty good.
It's your Seminole, whose longtime bowl streak that's well over 20 years came to an end this year as they didn't have a winning record. But that man's coming to Tallahassee, 22nd best recruit in the state, Preston.
On the defense,
saying something.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's saying something, whichever publication, one of the major publications, 247 or Rivals, whichever one that was for. He's a good one, man.
He's already found the cameras.
Oh, yeah, he knows what that is. Oh, yeah. And that's what, you know, absolutely. You got to know where the cameras are, you know.
Yeah. Some root beer with that mug.
if we can, before the game's over, and there goes 7. And before the game's over, I want to see if our cameras can pick up the 2 offensive tackles. 77 from Madison County.
Antonio Cox.
Yeah, Antonio Cox, and I believe the other one is 54 maybe, or 55. They're both 6'5" kids, or 51.
Well, Zane Herring's 51, yeah.
There you go.
The big old rascal we talked about.
The big old suckers.
Yeah,
They're huge. Yeah, look at this guy. Who's letting him
Going to play. Assistant and runner.
Now, here's the thing with Antonio Cox.
On the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Here, the penalty. Battled through some foot issues. Coach Coe said he's not the most athletic kid on our team, but he's worked so hard to get back from that injury. Such a big kid, 6'5", 310. You know what foot injuries will do.
Right.
And the senior will be going out with another championship. Happy young man. Zane Herring to his left on that line. The junior will be coming back, along with the center, Zach Coe, son of Mike Coe. This will be a keeper, nothing fancy.
It's no way, if my son was a teammate of Zane and Antonio, he's like, Dad, Zane and Antonio are going to come over for dinner. I'm like, son, no, they're not. We don't have enough food to feed those dudes, man. They're huge, they're massive.
So you've got Cox graduating, but Herring, Coe, Latavius Cuthbertson, the left guard, the guy who pulls on power and all business, he will be back. Jaden Roberson as well, most improved lineman according to Mike Coe. They'll all be back next year as the field goal is attempted and put through one more time for Thomas Miller, his 2nd field goal of the game. It extends the lead out to 41-6.
The guys up front with their hands on the ground never get enough credit, but I'm going to tell you this. Today they were extremely well, they showed today how well coached they are, and that they were all season long. I was extremely impressed by how they played, their discipline, their footwork on the interior, the way they pushed around the defensive line of Baker. I thought the offensive line, they would be up as a unit for my MVP, likely not to get it, because you had number 4, and Allen had a huge game, and so did Travis J, but the offensive line did exactly what they were supposed to do. It's going to be a happy trip home for those people right there.
6:26 away from hoisting that hardware for a 2nd straight year. Now, Allen will be back next year. He will be the big play guy for sure, with Travis J moving on to Florida State. Hires just a sophomore, feature a little bit more. You've got Darian Staten, the wide receiver. Marvin Brown, Shedrick Johnson.
They didn't really get Staten involved too much today, only because they didn't necessarily have to.
Yeah, they may pass a little bit more next year.
Absolutely. Uh-oh.
Fielded and turned over. Did it touch him?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it won't matter because of the kickoff. So once Susan goes past 10 yards, it's just like on
their ball. Interesting.
Timeout.
Up 41-6. Didn't see that one coming. So not giving the Cowboys a chance to get back on offense. Special teams getting a workout.
Special teams, absolutely. They've been good today. Well, at least for Madison County, they've been good. Got a replay of the kickoff, and he just tried to sky this, and nobody fielded it.
Yep. Wasn't meant to be an onside.
Nope, not at all. Nope, the
I'll take it.
communication between maybe Brunson, I can't tell the guy in the up back.
Tompkins.
Tompkins, okay.
He's the one that pounced.
Just tried to sky kick it. Somebody's got to call for the fair catch and field it.
Tompkins, one of those guys with great hands, of a sneaky speed, and he snuck in there and gave his boys possession. They can run more of this clock, get out of Dodge. Tompkins, another one of the seniors.
Well played second half by Madison County, like a whole different team. A lot more energy, far more aggressive offensively. Really good on defense, made some plays, sound on special teams. That's why they blew the game open.
We'll run it up. 6-7 yard gain for Hires.
Yep.
Trying to close the season here on a 9-game winning streak after losing September 21st at Columbia, a 7A school as you mentioned.
Timeout. Official timeout.
So check this drive chart from the first half, Jeff. For Madison County, we got touchdown, interception, punt, touchdown, punt, fumble. That was the first half. Drastic difference in the third and fourth quarter. We go touchdown, field goal, touchdown, field goal. Scored on every possession in the second half. A lot to do with that guy. A lot to do with Travis Jay, who was a lot more comfortable in the second half.
34 straight points for the Cowboys, who won the championship last year, beating Blountstown 35-20. Much easier time of it, at least in the second half today. You've been on the stage before. It is a huge advantage.
You know what the expectations are. You know, and then you know how to play. A lot of people discount playing at 1 o'clock on a Thursday. This is not normal. Your body's not adjusted to playing at 1 o'clock. Waking up, jumping up, trying to get a walkthrough in, and then be ready to play at 1 o'clock where you should be at like lunchtime at school. So this is difficult.
Wants the belly of Hires, breaks one tackle, and he's loose again. Hires, well, he pushed out of bounds at the 4.
All right, so
it looked like they had him bottled up, took a step back, cut, and went vertical.
Man, it looked like everybody was wrong on this play. The offensive line was all confused. You got guys pulling and moving and going in different directions. It just looked like a busted play from the start. But Hires makes something out of nothing.
There's 5'6" sophomore. Had 8 touchdowns coming in. It's the backup to Allen. Those two will return to this team next year. Up the middle, there's the touchdown.
Well,
so Robert Hires has his state championship score, and the lead balloons once more.
The guys who got you here, all of them dotted the T's or dotted the I's and crossed the T's. Got on the scorebook.
Hey, they dotted the T's and crossed the I's as well today. They did everything.
They did everything, both way around, huh? Good look there. And
4-yard touchdown run for Hires.
Madison flexed their muscles.
We'll go for 2. Or no. There we go. Say why. Miller. Extra point. Between the uprights once more.
All right. Number 24 Hires right here. Good down block, and we're going to bring the backside guard, and we're going to kick him out, and we're going to let number 24 take on the backer one-on-one. And usually on 5'7", 203 pounds, and a guy who's rushed for 900 yards this season, he might win that battle. So Madison County came in extremely dominant on the ground, and they show why in the championship game. So the big stage, they did what they always do. They ran the football, they ran it well, they shared the wealth, everybody touched the end zone, and that's why you got a 48-6 game right now with 2 minutes left in it.
All fun for Madison County. Patrick Hampton, the virtual belt. And there's the happy coach Mike Coe. It is academic now. Yep. It's going to be a rockin' bus back to Madison.
Running clock in full effect right here. We got more than a 35-point spread.
See if they can field the kick this time. They're able to do so. And big tackle made.
Now, let me tell you something, man. You want to talk about a very cheap play. We're gonna get this on replay. We're gonna get a personal foul here on the kicker by one of the Baker County front linemen on kickoff. Watch this. No, you're not gonna see it here. All right.
Melvin Brown.
Good tackle here. Good tackle. The kickoff coverage has been great. But if you're here at the game, you saw it live. Watch this up guy number 58 take out the kicker.
Ooh.
Right.
That's uncalled for.
Right. That is definitely uncalled for. That's Bush League. Okay. That's what you don't need. Now, if you're coach on Baker's County, on Baker's side, you better get him on the sideline. If I'm Madison County, one of Madison County coaches, we're going to have a conversation after the game, and it may not be what you like. But that is definitely Bush League and uncalled for when you know the game is over. Running clock is on.
48-6, certainly on the stinging end of this one. There's a personal foul. Not the way to go out.
And you want to talk about defenseless? The kicker at that point is
During the play, personal foul on the return team. That's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
For running clock, that should do it.
Yes.
7. Shouldn't have to snap it. The countdown is on. And the Madison County Cowboys are champions for a second straight year. 48-6, they knock off the Baker Gators.
Congratulations to
End of the game.
both teams on outstanding seasons. You don't get here on accident. Go through a 13-game, 14-game season. You end up at this 15th game and you play against a team who also did well on their side of the state, on their side of the region. And it's hard fought. Somebody's got to lose. Congratulations to Madison County, but definitely congratulations to Baker also.
Somebody found
the
cooler.
You got to get them.
The jug. Jay is one of those on the prowl along with Watts, the two quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, you got to get them.
So the replay camera's rolling here. If you're Jay, how can you be sneaky? And they got him. Oh, the full frontal.
Right.
Pugs for Mike Coe.
Hey, but Coach is good because he's got the wick-proof.
That's right.
Top on. I think he's okay. I think he's okay.
Congratulations to Mike Coe, his staff, his players, and the entire community in Madison County. They win their 4th state title here on a Thursday afternoon in Orlando. 48-6 the final, in a game that was 14-6 at the half. They came out and laid the wood down in the second.
I'm not going to school tomorrow.
No.
I'm not going.
That's got to be a national holiday, or, you know, a community holiday.
They're shutting down everything, including the traffic light. I'm not going to school.
The traffic light. They've got a few more. It is going to be a fun trip back. Like you said, hit the outlet malls, but maybe enjoy the theme parks while you're in town. But what a ride it has been for Madison County. They finished the season 13-1.
Yep.
And as does the Baker Gators, 13-1, the perfect season spoiled on the final day. The only bad footnote to the season for Matt Brunson and his Gators, who earned their trip here to Orlando. Reminder, we'll keep the lines open. The pictures rolling for the trophy presentation and the medals. But it was Madison County on the strength of Travis Jay on his back.
Yep.
Had a couple of touchdowns. Vincente Allen with a 61 and a 69 or 67-yard run. And it was all she wrote in the second half. 48-6 the final. We'll sign off now and let the pictures roll for you. For Preston Jackson, for Chris McCulley and our entire Spectrum crew, my name's Jeff Radcliffe. Thank you so much wherever you happen to be today watching the Madison Cowboys win their second straight state title and 4th overall. 48-6 the final.
trophy to head coach Matt Brunson and his captains, Junior McLaughlin, Bradley Inscore, Derek Peoples, and Peyton Rockwell. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Class 1A state runners-up, the Baker Gators. Gentlemen, join us as we honor the 2018 Class 1A state champion team, the Madison County Cowboys. Mr. Tommen and Mr. Lamb will now present the state championship trophy to head coach Mike Coe and captains Travis J., Patrick Hampton, Jared Johnson, and Teray Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 Class 1A state champions, the Madison County Cowboys.